What's your greatest regret? When I was 17, my parents were completely obsessed with academic success, but their extreme no distractions rule during study time backfired in the most spectacular way possible. Every day after school, I had to lock myself in my room for 4 hours of mandatory study time. No phone, no music, no breaks, just me, my textbooks, and complete silence. My mom would even unplug the Wi-Fi router and hide it. If they caught me doing anything besides studying, they'd add another hour to my daily study prison. The breaking point came when they banned me from joining the school play because theater isn't a real subject. I'd been looking forward to auditioning for months. That's when I decided if they wanted a dedicated student so badly, they'd get one, just not the kind they expected. I started waking up at 4 a.m. to study, not normal studying. I'm talking about full-on dramatic performances. I'd recite chemistry equations like Shakespeare monologues, complete with hand gestures and stage whispers. "O noble hydrogen, wherefore art thou electron?" When my parents heard me through the walls, I'd yell back, "Sorry, just memorizing the periodic table." They couldn't exactly punish me for studying too enthusiastically, but I didn't stop there. I turned my biology notes into rap songs, performing them at full volume. Mitochondria is the powerhouse running through cells like a boss in this house. My little brother Xavier started recording me through the door and showing his friends. During my mandatory study hours, I'd pace around my room teaching imaginary students. "Now class, who can tell me the quadratic formula?" "No one?" Gasps dramatically. The disappointment is immeasurable. My dad once opened my door to check on me, only to find me standing on my desk, graphing calculator held high like a torch, reciting math formulas to my stuffed animals arranged in rows like an audience. "Behold, the mighty Pythagorean theorem!" I started leaving sticky notes all over the house with random facts written in increasingly bizarre ways. My mom found one in her coffee mug that read, "Did you know the average human body contains enough bones to make an entire skeleton?" Another one on the bathroom mirror. "Warning, reading this note counts as study time." The situation peaked when I decided to turn my history presentation into a one-man show. I showed up to class in a makeshift toga made from my bedsheet, wearing a laurel wreath crafted from paper leaves. "Friends, Romans, classmates, lend me your ears." My history teacher was so impressed by my creative approach that she asked me to perform it for other classes. Word got back to my parents. Their distraction-free studying had somehow turned me into the school's most theatrical history tutor. But here's where it gets interesting. My grades actually improved. Turns out my ridiculous study methods helped me remember things better than sitting in silence staring at textbooks. The final straw came during midterms. My parents heard strange noises from my room at midnight. They burst in to find me performing an interpretive dance about cellular respiration, complete with handmade cardboard ATP molecule props. My mom just stood there, mouth open, as I twirled around representing an oxygen molecule. My dad tried to speak, but couldn't find the words as I dramatically collapsed onto my bed, whispering, and thus, energy is released. The next day, they called a family meeting. I showed up with my notebook, ready to take minutes of the meeting in Shakespearean English. Before I could start, my dad held up his hand. "This has to stop," he said, trying not to laugh. "You've made your point." "Whatever do you mean, dearest father?" I replied, pulling out my paper laurel wreath. "I'm simply pursuing academic excellence with the dedication you requested." They finally cracked. The new rules. I could study however I wanted, and I could join the school play. But I had to promise to stop leaving sticky notes about skeletons in the coffee mugs. I agreed, but not before performing one last interpretive dance about the signing of our new treaty. My dad actually